What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Carx Drift Racing. Today we have another brand new VDS spec tune and livery tutorial, this time for the GT350. You guys know the drill. First we're going to hop into some driving clips, talk a little about the car, how I tuned it and how I like to drive it, and then I'm going to give you guys the tune so you can try it out for yourself. After that we're going to hop into the paint booth and I'm going to show you how to do the livery as well. If you guys do enjoy the tune or the video, feel free to leave a like down below, subscribe for more Carx content just like this, and I'll see you guys in the gameplay. Alright guys, so here we are on the new GT350. Now this car is kind of a mix of the pro style tunes that I've been posting recently and the old VDS style tunes that I had been posting before. At this point it pretty much is one of my pro style street tunes, although you'll notice two big changes. The suspension's not quite as soft. My 90 street tunes are running somewhere around 30, this is somewhere around 90 and 60. In addition to that, you'll notice my old toe settings on a comp car. I just could not get enough drive out of a corner to stay on this R35's door with our current toe settings for pro style street tunes. If you guys have a secret to make these things faster and stay sideways without these weird toe settings, let me know in the comments down below. Let's head over to the dyno stand. Alright guys, starting off our tune, we got body kit and wheels. We are running the street body kit on this one. And for wheels, we have number 11 in the RC category. Heading into the dyno stand, guys, we got our spring links at 14 and 10, stiffness at 70 both ways, fast bump at 99.20 and 10.090, fast rebound at 11.540 and 11.200, damper bump at 10.690 and 10.820, and damper rebound at 10.730 and 10.830. Front toe at 0.97, rear at 0.17, camber at negative 6.47 and 0.61, rolls are 10 and 0, 15 caster, 75 Ackerman, and max steering angle as always. For wheels, we got 20s with 315s. Now I don't believe the 315 is a console size, so if it's not, try and run a 325 if you're running this privately. If you're in VDS, you're gonna have to run that 285 to stay legal. Tire pressure is 120 and 100, adhesions 100 front and rear. We got a track at 8, base at 4, and 30 for our tire profile. Engine's maxed out all the way. Transmission, we have our sequential on, diff at 0.85, final drive at 3 even, gear 1 at 2.8, gear 2 at 1.4, gear 3 at 1.3, gear 4 at 1.2, gear 5 at 1.1, and gear 6 at 0.94. For brakes, we got a torque at 1337, we got a front brake bias at 83%, ABS and launch control are both off, and we are running that ultimate setup as always. So guys, normally I end a video here, but I do owe you guys a livery tutorial, so we're gonna head on over to the vinyl editor right now. Alright guys, so here we are on the vinyl editor. We're actually starting with a plain black car. I know it looks like we start with a white car, but we start with a plain black car. The reason for that is I have my bash bar showing in the back, and if you want that to be black, you have to start with a black base coat. And it's the same thing for the mirrors as well. First thing we're gonna do is make the whole car white. Alright, easy enough. So our mirrors, our wing, and our bash bar all stayed black, but the car's white now. Up next, we're gonna get a rectangle, or square, turn it into a rectangle, and we're gonna make this black. We're gonna stretch it out the long way here, put it in the middle of our door, and we're just gonna fill up this body line as much as we can. Right about there is good for our first shape, and then we'll work on the corners in a second. Now, on this corner, we don't wanna make a straight line because it'll look a little bit funny. We want this whole thing to curve together. We're gonna make a rectangle, we're gonna place it here, and then we're gonna duplicate it. I'm just rotating it a tiny bit each time to get a nice curve on the body line. I don't want it to look pointy, so that looks pretty good. And then for the top, I'm thinking honestly just a triangle to fill that in. Looks good. And then the square should do the trick for the rest of it. One more, just duplicate it, turn it sideways, and fill it in. And there we go. Shape number 1 is done. Up next, this is where you get to be creative and kind of pick your own color. We're gonna head on over into these ones here, our textures. We're gonna find this guy, nice simple color change. We're gonna line it up right in the middle. And you guys can choose whatever color you want here. To pick our color here, I like blue a lot. I went way too far, oops. That looks great right there. And then if there is a little color left over, no worries. We're gonna go back into our basic shapes, grab this guy, flip it over, make it black, even smaller, and we're gonna line it up just like this. Now don't worry if there's blue sticking out, that's fine. Here's how we fix that. We're gonna take a white square and we're gonna cover it just like this. Looking very clean. All right, so we're gonna grab this guy next. Stretch it out the long way. So let's make it black first. Then we're gonna stretch it out the long way. We're gonna go up just over the bottom of our door seam there, like so. And then we can actually reuse this layer here. So we're gonna duplicate it, drag it down. Actually, we need to bring it to the front, make it a bit thinner, looking great. And actually, I don't want this one sticking out onto the rear bumper. If you do have it sticking out and you want to cover it up with white again, you can. Up next, guys, we're going to work on the front of the car. You might have noticed this. It's a subtle detail, but I have the little, I don't even know what they're called. I guess like little bumper ornaments. I have them blue, and here's how I did that. So you can go with a blue color, same one that we used on our decal on the side of the car, and just teardrop it. And once again, it's totally fine if there's some color left over on the paint. And we should have been running symmetry this whole time. I'm going to go back and do all of that in symmetry again. But we're going to make this part of the bumper blue. And then once again, we can just use a white square to cover up any bleed that's over there, or a triangle, whatever shape you want. Anything with a hard edge. Just like that. Make a mask, duplicate that, and there you go. There's your blue bumper ornament thing. Then we also had a super simple black, like kind of mouthpiece, I guess, on the front. Don't go too far with it, or it'll start to look weird on like the arrow. You can go to like there-ish, I guess, before it looks weird. Oh, we have some bleed. You gotta be careful when you're doing this kind of masking stuff. It'll bleed onto the other side, so you gotta be careful, but we got it all sorted here. Up next, we're gonna throw our decals on. Here's ill skills in our decals section. Gonna make it about this big, right in the middle of the door. If you guys wanna throw a drop shadow on it, feel free. Just duplicate it, bring it behind, and to make it black. And you can make it bigger if you want to. I think it's cool on this, so I'm gonna leave it. And then we also want, it's a little detail, but I think it's a nice add. This little guy here. We're gonna throw it up into this corner that we made. Up next, we bussin'. Where's it at? There it is. There's the bus sticker. Now this is a white sticker, so you can lower the opacity, and it's not gonna bleed out on your paint like that. It is bleeding a little bit onto the black stroke, so if that bothers you guys, here's how you fix that. It's the same thing. Right into here, get yourself probably one of these guys, make it nice and small, longer this way, and we make it black. Bam. And then you just duplicate it and put it on the bottom. If you have a good eye, they'll be the same width. You won't have to change the size at all. And then you can come back here and manipulate the sticker as needed. I'm actually gonna make mine a little bigger. Too big. Right there, it looks sweet. Up next, we have our final touch here, which is gonna be in our textures again, I believe. Maybe it's in these ones, the tribals. There they are. So there are stars back here. You can use these ones, but I don't think they look as cool as, where's the random ones? There's the random ones, these ones. And we're gonna put these over here. We're gonna make them a medium gray, like so. We're gonna put them on the rear quarter. Don't want them getting too skewed. Oh, there we go. We're gonna leave them just like that, because America. Wait, a little bigger. Get that bottom one off. Now you guys will notice that I didn't have symmetry on that whole time, so I'm gonna run through that real quick and we should be all set. Now one more thing that I do want to mention, guys, is that if you are running this car in VDS, there's going to be a banner, flags, and numbers that you're going to want to throw on this car, but I'm having an issue lately. I don't know if it's just with this car or what, but check this out. If I go into my basic shapes here to get my banner, I straight up, oh, I can project. All right, well, we're gonna throw one on here. I'm gonna time lapse that, and you guys will see how to do that. But here's a banner, flags, and numbers for the car. Honestly, I wasn't even able to project on the windows when I went to do this last night. So this is good. This will look way better. Ooh, I just got a wicked good idea for the banner. You ready? Check this out. Dude, that's so cool. I honestly thought of that design just like on the fly. So we just used like the color blend instead of like a full solid color. And I'm like super happy with that. So that looks really cool. Up next, we're just gonna throw our flag on the window. America, of course. And then we might move these around. And there we go, guys. A complete VDS spec tune and livery tutorial for the GT350 here on carx Drift Rate. As always, guys, if you did enjoy the tune, the livery, or the video itself, feel free to leave a like down below, subscribe for more carx content just like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.